Yeah, like
So I think we can start now.
Yes, Vishwa, please proceed.
So we have 25 participants right now. It's fine. It's also going on YouTube live. Okay. So a very good evening and welcome everyone to this induction session of a 30-day fitness challenge. I'm Vishwa, the State Director of Puducherry. So this is the first event in our program titled Adam 2020. Can we proceed?
Yes.
Okay, so this is Adam 2020 is a program by the collaborative effort of SIMSA Puducherry and also SIMSA Tamil Nadu. So this is a men's health, amazing, right? So this is the first of its kind, which is focusing on the men's health and also the mental health of men. So this we will be spreading awareness on men's health problems for the next entire week. So we'll be talking about both the physical and psychological problems faced by modern man. We sincerely appreciate your eagerness and motivation to join our program and to improve yourself through this challenge. And obviously, we have a very excellent trainer here, 𝗏𝗃𝗧𝗏 sir, who is going to give an amazing and interesting ideas for the next 45 minutes in this meeting. And we would like to express our sincere thanks to him for sharing his amazing ideas right now. And let me give you a quick introduction about South Indian Medical Students Association also. So we at SIMSA provide a lot of opportunities and wide exposure for all the medical students. So SIMSA is recognized under the Government of India, and all healthcare students studying in any year or any degree are welcome forth to become part of this organization. So let me hand over to Arvind Shyam to give a brief introduction about the speaker 𝗏𝗃𝗧𝗏 sir.
welcome people for the 30 days fitness challenge by SIMSA in the men's health awareness campaign Adam. So here I am as the moderator introducing 𝗏𝗃𝗧𝗏 sir. He's uh, he's a he's from Guwahati, Assam. He's a fitness enthusiast and an avid reader of nutrition, and also he has various experiences in various martial arts like karate and taekwondo for over 3 years, and he's also a student like most of us. So he only knows what kind of problems we most of us face in our daily lives and how to make fitness an integral part of our daily life. So now I would like to hand over the speech to Satita sir. Please start.
Thank you, Arvind. Thank you so much. First of all, am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, hi guys, myself 𝗏𝗃𝗧𝗏, and as I've been told, I'm a resident of Guwahati, Khanapara, and I have been practicing martial arts for almost six years, 3 years in Taekwondo and 3 years in Karate. And first of all, I would like to thank everyone for having me today. It's a really, really big honor to be the part of this workshop today, and thank you all so much. So, first of all, when I talk about fitness, general fitness, in this workshop, mainly, we are going to talk about some workouts and nutrition regarding general fitness, and also myths regarding foods that make us stronger, and foods that we should avoid, and things we should avoid during training, and general problems which we face, especially in this Indian scenario. So, before I start this seminar, I would like to get a basic meaning of fitness. Basically, for me, fitness is comprises of four things. First of all, the workout or training that we do, and secondly, the nutrition that we take, and third is proper rest and recovery, and fourth is a positive mental attitude. Because without the positive mental attitude and recovery, which we tend to neglect, because I understand we all are hectic students, we have our own jobs, we are really busy with our lives and various preoccupied with various stuff, but we tend to neglect one or two pillars from here, and mainly we tend to compromise the sleep and the positive mental attitude, because without the positive mental attitude, you can't push extra in the next day, you can run the extra mile in the next day, you can do that extra rep or push up in the next day, and similarly sleeping is also very important. So like that, yeah. Before starting, I would like to just quote someone. He's a really iconic bodybuilder. I think a lot of you may know him. His name is Sahil Khan. I think a lot of you may know him. He's really active in Instagram too, and he's has his own YouTube channel. So he throws around a lot of quotes. One of his famous quotes is "One Life Baby." I think most of us have heard. And for me personally, my favorite quote is "Knowledge is power." Okay, so no matter in which field you are going to stand or leave a mark or excel, you need the proper knowledge regarding that field. And if you don't have the proper knowledge of that specific field, and taking step further in your discipline, whatever it may be, you can call it fitness, in your studies, or whatever it may be, it's I would term that as ignorance. So taking a step without proper knowledge is ignorance. And I always say that don't die of ignorance. Whatever it is, don't die of ignorance, especially in this field. Because when we talk about fitness, we generally talk about our basically we are putting our own body at stake, our own mind, body, and its stake. And so if you're going to take a specific nutrition plan, you go for a specific nutrition plan, a diet plan, you are taking that into your own body. So please have proper knowledge regarding it. And whatever the workout is, any new workout or anything new you're going for, research it thoroughly beforehand so that you get a proper knowledge regarding it, and don't injure yourself in the process, and just have great results. So as I said, basically fitness has 4 pillars. I like to call them the 4 pillars. And it is the workout, nutrition, sleep and recovery, and positive mental attitude. I'm going to just speak as briefly about the workout section here. So first of all, to be clear, I think a lot of people that are joining today with us here in this workshop are belonging from these different disciplines, maybe from tennis, football, maybe some of you may be a swimmer, some of you may be a high-end athlete, or belonging to bodybuilding background, or some of you may opt for men's physique competitions. So I'm not going to basically give a specific routine or regimen for workout, because for every one of you, or from belonging to different disciplines, the training method, the time, the intensity will be different. So if I give a powerlifting regimen for like a swimmer, it's not going to work for him, because his discipline is completely different from the latter. So what I'm going to just discuss in this specific section of today's workshop, that is the problems that we generally face when we work out. And in most of the times, the biggest problems that we face is ourselves, is the excuses that we give. So most of the cases we've faced, the most biggest problem is us, and that is the excuses. So in this time and date, one of the most commonly seen excuses are that I don't have the proper time to work out. I've got a lot of things in my hand right now. I'm really full and I don't have the specific time to work out. I don't have the required equipments that I need to work out. I don't have the motivation to just wake up in the 6 o'clock and go for a run or go for the gym, or do the specific workouts that were assigned to us. So the thing is here, pardon me for a second, just pardon me for a second. Sorry, I was just facing some technical difficulties. So what I say about excuses and motivation that we tend to give all the time, that what I used to do when I was working out, that I used to postpone it. I was a really great procrastinator, and what I used to do is that I would say to myself that let's skip today's workout, this slot, and I would like rearrange it to another slot. So that's what I used to do all the time. So I used to go for motivations. I used to go for motivational speakers. I used to listen to audiobooks. But after about going through that, my basic habit, I heard from a guy. And my mother told me that instead of looking for motivation, we should exchange it or change it with a habit. So what we are going to do here is that instead of looking for motivation every day, you just have to need to do it and make it, convert it into a habit. And when it becomes a habit, you don't need the specific motivation. So I'm going to just tell a really short story regarding this. So what happened here is that there was a war going on, and there was a sergeant. Okay, so during the war, he stepped on a landmine and his left limb got blown off. So he was just laying there and he was dying, waiting for death. He was bleeding profusely, and he had just given up on his life. So he knew the path, he knew the way back to his base camp, and it was about a 10-kilometer stretch. So what he can do is that he either lay down there, look for a sign, or wait for someone's help, or just die there, or make it to there by himself. So after 2 to 3 days, what happened there is that the people of his base camp were really excited and amazed to see him crawling through the front gate into the base camp. So everybody took him in, and they treated his injuries, they gave him food, and after he had the energy to talk, the captain of the base camp said near him and asked, the Sarge, how did you make that 10-kilometer stretch without a leg, or being so tired and so beat up by the war? So the sergeant said that, Captain, I never decided that I was going to make it to the end, till the end. I was confident that I was going to die there. So, but the thing is that I asked myself that, can I make it to the 10 meters, just 10 meters? Can I make it to just 10 meters, to 10-meter mark? Can I make it to that rock that is about 10 meters away from me? Can I make it to that specific rock? Even though if you don't have a limb, you can at least make it to the 10-meter rock, isn't it? It's just 10 meters. You can just crawl it up to there. So what he did, the sergeant just crawled his, mustered all the energy he had, all the strength he had, and just made it to the 10-meter mark and touched the rock. And after that, what happened? He asked himself, can I make it to the 20 meters? If I made the 10 meters, can I make it to the 20 meters up to that tree? So he again got all his energy and just made it to the tree and touched it. Okay. After that, he again asked, can I make it to that specific bridge? Can I make it to that another rock, another tree? And slowly like that, within the stretch, within the limit of 2 days, he made it to his back to his base camp. So don't torment yourself with the thought of making it to the 20 kilometers or 10 kilometers. Just focus on today. He said, I'm going to work out today, no matter what, and I'm just going to find a motivation to do it for today. And today only, I'm going to set my rock. This is my rock. I'm going to do 10 push-ups. This is my rock today. I'm going to reach that 10 meters and touch it. Again, I'm not talking about any specific workout because that depends on you, and the basic distance of the rock also depends on you. It can be 10 push-ups, 20 push-ups, 200 push-ups, or even if you're a swimmer, you can go for laps. Whatever is it, it all matters to you. But all the thing that matters at the end is that you touch your rock, you make it to your specific rock. So set your rock and smash it every day. And trust me, if you do it for 20 to 21 days, it becomes a habit. So change the motivation, the habit of finding of motivation into a habit of doing the thing. Instead of waking up every day and finding motivation or reasons to why work out, just do it for 20 to 21 days. Don't ask reasons, just do it for 21 days. It becomes a habit. And trust me, after that, you won't need any motivation to work out. So do it for 21 days. I had seen my friend. I think he's with us today also. I think maybe he's in us with him. So his name is Yaman Pathak. He did this for 20 to 21 days. He walked out. He just walked his ass off for 20 to 21 days. And it became a habit. And he lost almost 20 kilos in 3 weeks. Sorry, 3 months. 3 months. He almost lost 20 kilos in 3 months. So try this out. And another thing is that we commonly face is the lack of equipments. And considering today's scenario that we are all really affected by the COVID case, and we can't go out of our homes, go to the gyms. So what I say, when there is lack of guidance and equipments, you can do two things. In the case of equipments that I love, you can exchange it with a type of workout that I call the mimicry. Okay, so what happens here? Let's talk about the bench press. Okay, I think a lot of you may know about the bench press. So what happens here? We take the bar and we slowly lower it down to our chest and push it back up. Okay, so that's the basic mechanism of bench press. And you can exchange it with a push-up that is designed like the bench press. So in this way, you are mimicking the movement of the load along with the movement of your muscle fibers to compensate the lack of equipments. So in this case, you're just going to do a push-up, and when you're going to do the push-up, this is going to push your body weight down. And in the same manner like bench press, you can push yourself up. So in this case, you are using the body weight, but also mimicking the movement of bench press. Similarly, for an inclined bench press, you can put your hands up. I'm not showing in the ground because due to the lack of equipments, lack of proper camera equipment. So You put your hands up and you just move down. And when you move down, you're just going to mimic the movement of the inclined bench press by putting your hands just above your front chest, this upper chest, okay? Just below your clavicle bone. So in the case of inclined bench press, again, the bar lays just below this portion, in this upper chest. So you are mimicking the movement and also having a workout without proper equipment too. So go for movement mimicry, and you will find great techniques like this in YouTube too, like 𝗏𝗡𝗏, Austin Dunham. And another excuse that we tend to give is a lack of time. Believe me, time is all about priorities, what you are going to prioritize. Okay, so you can go for like 6 hours or 4 hours of Netflix and YouTube and 0 hours of workout. Instead, you can do this just 2 hours of YouTube and 2 hours of workout. So you have this, you are utilizing that 4 hours with your priorities set correct. So in this way, you can prioritize your things. And also everybody has 24 hours in their hand, and everybody has a lot of loads of tasks to do. But at the end of the day, it depends. It falls on the single thing that where your priorities lies. For me, instead of watching Netflix for 4 to 5 hours, I'm just going to reduce it to 1 hour, and I'm going to work out the rest of the time. So my priorities are set right. So do this thing and make sure that your priorities are at the right place. And apart from this, I would like to talk about the nutrition section. Okay, so first of all, I would like all of you to just pay important. I think it's really important in this case, because in most of the cases, most of the athletes lack the knowledge of proper nutrition, of what they should eat and how should they manage their diet and all, and what are they lacking in their diet. So I would request all of you to pay a bit close attention regarding this topic. Okay, so I think everybody has the board visible. So before I start the nutrition section, I would like to request all of you, if you're going for some nutraceuticals or supplementation, you should just steer clear of these two things. First of all is the preservatives. I'm so sorry. So if you're going for supplementation, make sure you avoid these two things at all costs. First is the preservative. And another one is the pesticide. So I think it's visible now to everyone. Make sure you avoid pesticides and preservatives at all costs. Whatever the nutraceutical be, make sure the first thing you're going to check is if these two are present or not. If pesticide and preservative is present or not. So another thing that we commonly we tend to make another common mistake that we tend to make is that we tend to follow diet plans without proper knowledge regarding them. Okay, so there was this diet called keto diet that was really famous, and there's another kind of diet where we completely neglect fats. Okay, there is the snake diet. So as my personal opinion, I'm saying that try to steer away from these diets, because if I talk about keto diet, what in the case of keto diet, what happens here is that we are completely cutting off our glycogen source. So when we cut off the glycogen source, our fats gets used up very fast. So that is the main point that attracts us, that our fats are going to get used up fast and we're going to get shredded in no time. But believe me, when that happens in excessive amount, ketone bodies are produced in our body. And when ketone bodies are produced in our body in high amount, it affects our brain, kidney, and liver. And if you continue this diet for a very long time, it can also lead to brain death or even a high degree of kidney damage. So try to avoid it. And if you're going to do it for some time, like if you have a competition, you can just go for 3 to 4 days. And another thing is about the snake diet, that where we cut off our fat storage completely. So in that case, what happens when we cut off our fat consumption and make it to and drop it down to almost zero? What happens here is that I can explain it to a cellular level. Okay, what happens in the cellular level? If I talk about the cellular level, the cell wall is composed of 55%. It's composed of only 55% of protein and 40% of fats. So if you are going to neglect the fat part, just think about it for a second. The basic block, the basic unit of our life composed of 40% of your fat, and if you cut down fat completely to zero, how it's going to affect us? Okay, if you're going to cut off fat, you're also cutting out the good fats like omega-3, omega-6, which I will cover in the later part of the video in the seminar. So try to make it a balanced diet. And what I do to check my own diet is I divide my plate. It's a trick I've been using since about 1 year now, and I use it to make sure that I'm having a proper balanced diet. So you just have to remember two things, okay? You have to remember a time in the clock, okay? So you are going to remember 9:25, okay? It's about this much, and then draw. I'm so sorry. I'm just my stand is really so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. So you're going to divide your plate like this. When you're going to eat, you can divide your plate like this, and when you divide it, you can fill it up with your food. So when I eat, I put about carbs plus fat. Again, don't neglect any one of them. Okay, if you're gonna neglect carbs, you are gonna damage your brain. Am I again saying it? You're gonna damage your brain, your kidney, your liver. Excessive amount of ketone bodies does that, and not only that, you are gonna miss out that juicy glycogen storage in your muscles, and you are not gonna feel the energy or the motivation to work the next day. You will feel completely drained out. You will also feel the loss of strength, endurance, stamina, and whatnot. So I think. So I'm putting carbs here and fats here, and I'm putting proteins here. Okay, I'm putting proteins here, and you are going to fill up this part with starchy vegetables. My handwriting is completely horrible, so please pardon that. So you are going to put carbs here plus fats. So in this way, you're going to check that your diet is balanced or not. You can keep a tab on it, and you can. So basically, if I say this is the amount of percentage your diet should be composed of carbs and fat, and this percentage of your diet should be composed of protein, and this much should be composed of your vegetables. You need your vegetables because they're rich in vitamins and minerals, and they're also a great source of fibers too. And you need your fibers because it purifies your blood. It also helps in formation of feces or stool, whatever it is. So you can divide it like this, or if you also want, you can also divide it in this way manner too. Whatever it suits you. Okay. I'm really sorry for the shape of my circle. I'm just gonna do it again. So again, you have to remember 2 times. One is the 9:45, 9:25, sorry, 9:25, and you fill up this with carbs and fats, this part protein, starch. And another type of diet is you can just do this with carbs plus fats. This also works, but if you keep the amount of proteins max, it's better, but this also works. So in this manner, you can divide your plate and keep a tab in your nutrition intake. So if you're another thing you can do is you can take the help of an app, a really great app that I use. I used to use it. It's called 𝗪𝗚𝗍𝗪. a lot of people may use it. You can keep a tab on your nutrition, the amount of proteins you are taking, which of the nutrition you are lacking, and if you're going to go for nutraceuticals to make up that loss of specific nutrients and micronutrients. You can also go for personally, I use the Nutrilite brand, Nutrilite from Amway. It's really great. And as far my knowledge goes, this is the only brand that doesn't have pesticide or preservatives. Okay, so if you're gonna go for anything other, you can please check whether it has preservatives or pesticides. So apart from it, when I talk about nutrition with my friends, like I had a friend, I asked him if you are keeping tab in your protein intake or not. So I got a really harsh response that I'm just a student. I'm just a student. I don't work out that much. So why should I need protein? I'm not an athlete. I just want to ace my exams and get settled and all. So why do I need protein? So in this case, it was it's a case of complete ignorance, because when we think about protein, we tend to like imagine a really buffed up guy, really good gains, good amount of muscle gains, and protein is only required for gaining muscles. But that's a complete myth. Okay? We all know, as most of you maybe from belonging to a medical background, most of you know that the building block of our body is protein, starting from our enzymes, our health of our eyes, even managing your stress level. There's a protein called tyrosine. I think a lot of you may know tyrosine. Tyrosine, basically it governs the amount of stress. I'm so sorry again. It governs the amount of stress, stress we are facing. It maintains our endurance, stamina. Also, it gives us the motivation that we need. If your blood, if in your blood you are lacking the amount of tyrosine, then you are going to face motivational problems. Like you won't have the energy to wake up in the morning and even study. And even though you are not working out, if you are having low amount of tyrosine, you're not going to have the motivation to study. Even you will feel stressed out all of the time. And it's really great for working as a stress buster, and it's really amazing. It works really amazing. So what you do in this case, that you don't have to keep a tab on how much grams of tyrosine you're taking. You just take protein-rich food. And if you're feeling that you're facing a protein deficiency, because a lot of our guys, a lot of Indians, a recent study showed that 80% of the Indian people are suffering from protein deficiency. So what you can do in this case, you can just take protein-rich food like eggs, fish, chicken, red meat. And if you're not in non-veg, if you're not opting for non-veg, you can also take nuts. Nuts are really great. Nuts are superfood, I say. You can go for nuts. Okay, it's really, really great. Okay, it just gives you the juicy amount of protein that we need. It's rich in BCAAs. It's rich in essential oils. You can also go for corns. In nuts, you can go for cashew nuts, almonds, and whatnot. Okay, you can also go for milk. Also, it's really, really great protein source. And you can go for brown rice. Brown rice is also rich in protein. So another thing that I've seen, that when I talk about nutrition, that we tend to judge really quickly. I judged my friend. He was taking BCAAs supplementations, and I judged him really quickly, that I said, you are taking testosterone, you are taking drugs and whatnot. But after 2 years, when I studied myself, I saw that BCAAs is really, really important if you are, and not only that, it's really important if you are. Hello. Please kindly, I would request the host to please kindly mute whoever's mic is on.
Vishwa, mute everyone other than the speaker.
Okay, so as I was saying, BCAAs are really great. So I think, sorry for not introducing this, that BCAAs are branched in amino acids. I think a lot of you may know, heard of it. And as our conception goes, we tend to think that BCAAs are taken by bodybuilders. But if you are just an athlete, a general athlete, even you are opting for cricket, football, or anything, and not that much deep into bodybuilding or gymming, so you can still take BCAAs. They're really great for stamina and endurance. There was a case study. Okay, It was taken for about 100 cyclists, the marathon cyclists, and the 50 of them were given BCAAs and carbohydrate drinks, and 50 of the rest of the 50s were given about only carbohydrate drinks. So the former were showed a really great results. The cyclists who took both carbohydrates and BCAAs, so they showed a really better test results in the race. So in this case, they had a had an upper hand, as they had proper better stamina, endurance, and strength for the task. So BCAAs helps a lot. When I talk about BCAAs, it basically composed of isoleucine, leucine, and valine. So a lot of you guys may be going for shredding also. We have already heard about the phenomenon when we go for shredding or cutting or losing fat, we tend to lose muscles also. Okay, so we lose strength, we lose muscles, and we have accepted that it's inevitable of losing muscles when we shred. But if you are taking BCAAs and your diet is rich in it, lean bulking is really possible. This thing of lean bulking where you don't lose your muscles and even in a way gain it and also lose your body fat, okay, and maintain your strength. So in this case, the leucine from the leucine acts as an energy source, and it really helps us because when we're working out, what happens here is that first our glycogen storage gets used up, and then we go for our body goes for metabolizing fat and also proteins from our muscle fibers. So if you are taking leucine, specifically BCAAs and the leucine part, it helps as an energy source and prevents the metabolism of the protein from our muscle fibers. So in this way, you can retain your muscle mass and also lose fat. So you can take BCAAs, it's really great. And if you are taking any protein supplementation, and if you want to check whether it has BCAAs or not, you can just check whether it has got these three proteins, the leucine, isoleucine, and valine. Okay, I'm just going to So if the specific supplementation has these three, you can say that it is that BCAAs are present in it, and in whey.
Sir, you aren't audible actually. Sir, you aren't audible.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So did the audio was cut off in the middle? So I was talking about like magnesium. When we take calcium, we tend to neglect magnesium. Okay, so we go for milk, even calcium supplementation. We also need to maintain the magnesium level in our blood, especially as athletes. What happens here when our muscle contracts? It needs calcium. So if your blood has low magnesium level, you are gonna face really painful cramps, muscle spasms. And not only that, you are going to face stiffness in muscles, and magnesium also helps in utilization of insulin also. So if you're an athlete, keep a tab on the intake of your magnesium, okay? Because magnesium also improves our endurance, stamina, and not only that, if your blood has low magnesium level, you are prone to suffering from atherosclerosis. So what happens here that your arteries really stiffens up and causes heart diseases and whatnot. Okay, so keep a tab on it also. It's really helpful as an athlete, and you are going to face really less amount of muscle cramps, muscle spasms, and it works really like magic. Okay, I'm taking magnesium as a supplementation, and over this courses of year, I've been getting really great results. So another thing that I would like to talk about is coenzyme Q10. Okay. So in the case sources of magnesium, if I talk about sources of magnesium, okay, I'm sorry, I forgot that part. Okay. So in the case of magnesium, green leafy vegetables. Okay, if you're taking green leafy vegetables like spinach, black beans, potato, avocado, and rajma, banana is also rich in potassium, both in magnesium. So you can take that. Broccoli is rich in magnesium. And another thing that I discovered, it was a self-discovery. I discovered this nutrient. It is called coenzyme Q10. Has anyone heard about this coenzyme Q10?
It's a coenzyme in the respiratory ETC, electron transport chain.
Yeah. So what happens here? Coenzyme Q10 helps in metabolism. Okay, energy metabolism. It helps in the respiration of our ranging from glucose and everything. Okay. So what happens here? I'm gonna just talk about it briefly. There's a ETS system like electron transport chain in our mitochondria. So it acts as a bridge in transferring of electron from one complex to another and helps in metabolism and releasing of energy. So if you're lacking coenzyme Q10, no matter how much nutrition you take or whatever you take, your body is not gonna use that fat or glycogen to release energy. Okay, so you should be rich in your body should be rich in, and we have adequate coenzyme Q10 for releasing of energy. So if you're taking coenzyme Q10, you are going to feel the energy to work out. You will feel motivated. So if you're taking good nutrition now, you are going to feel motivated to work out also, because let's say if you don't have the specific energy to work out in the morning, you don't have the energy, how are you going to get the motivation? If you're pumped up with energy, you can work out no matter what the situation is. So keep a tab on it. And coenzyme Q10 is you can find coenzyme Q10 in fish, eggs, also broccoli, red meat, peanuts. And one thing I would like to really draw your attention into is nuts. Okay, these cashew almonds, they're really rich in coenzyme Q10, magnesium. They're rich in essential oils, and they're also really a good source of BCAAs. So I think after this workshop, you can also all go and Google things like which food has good amount of coenzyme Q10, BCAAs, and draw your diet. And you can also do that dividing your plate method, so you can check whether you are taking the right amount of food or not. So in the carbs, you can put potatoes, rice, brown rice. It's also a good source of protein. Protein section, if you're vegetarian, you can go for paneer. You can go for almonds, cashew, and there's really great source of, you can say the great source of BCAAs for vegetarian people is corn. Corn is great source of vegetarian protein, and it's really great for vegetarian people. Brown rice is also good. Milk is also good. So also there is this thing called fat, and it has a really bad name that it makes us fattier. But there is another thing that is we call it the essential fats. Okay, essential oils or essential fats. It's omega-3 and omega-6. So it's really necessary. It prevents inflammation and keeps your inflammation or allergic reaction. It also helps in production of prostaglandins. So you can for fats, you should always avoid the trans fat. Okay, so whenever you're going to take something, whether it be a packet of oats, chips, or anything, make sure you avoid trans fats. Okay. Trans fat is really, really harmful. Okay, it's even carcinogenic, and it is not found naturally. It is usually produced artificially. So whenever you're purchasing something, let let it be a packet of chips, anything, cake or cupcake. Make sure it doesn't has these trans fats. Okay, it's really harmful for your body, and make sure you avoid it at all costs. Okay, keep that in mind, and make sure you take good sources of fats like fish, fatty fishes, and if you're like vegetarian, you can go for flaxseed oils or dressing for your salads. So you can do that to get your essential oils, and try to like minimize your intake of saturated fats. And saturated fats also produces a large amount of free radicals. So if I had the time, if I didn't have the tremendous time pressure, I was also talking about oxidative stress. So I'm just going to go for it briefly. So what happens here, whenever we work out in our body, there is the production of free radicals. Okay, so they damage our body. They are also carcinogenic. They can also cause cancer. So whenever we go for an extensive workout, these free radicals are produced. So to prevent that, you can take antioxidants, good amount of antioxidants, foods that are rich in with the vitamin C, vitamin E, and coenzyme Q10 is also acts as a really great antioxidant. So if you take that, you are going to minimize the free radical damage. Okay, so it causes oxidative stress on our body. It eats up our muscle fibers. It also eats up our glycogen. It can also eat up our bones, and it's really harmful for the body. So do that. To prevent that, you can take antioxidants and also a really good night's sleep. Okay, make sure you are not compromising your sleep. Whatever you do, whatever you're going to compromise or set your priorities in, make sure you are not going to leave sleep behind. Okay, make sure you have a really great night's sleep, because when we sleep, our body actually reboots. We get the our body refills up the juicy glycogen that we need to work out. It also provides us with the repairing of the body, because when we work out, in most of the cases, our muscle fibers, what happens here is, if I take it as the muscle fibers breaks down. Okay, so to repair that, the proteins just gathers here and forms new muscle fibers and gives us a better amount of strength, increases our strength, our muscle volume, and when in the next time when we are going to lift the same amount of load or do the same work, it becomes easier for us. So it's in a way, it's adaptation. Okay, so if you are not going to sleep properly, this recovery is not going to happen. So you are going to feel gassed out when you wake up in the next day. Your muscles are not going to heal properly, and you can also risk injuries, like when you're not getting the proper amount of sleep and your muscles are not healed up. Okay, so when you work out the next day, there is a chance of muscle tear also. And another thing, whenever we work out and after the workout, our muscle recovers pretty comparatively quickly in comparison to our tendons. Okay, these tendons. So what happens here? The tendons and ligaments that are present in here, they take a bit greater amount of time to recover as compared to our muscles. So if you're going to lift the weight, you are not going to feel any problem here, but when it's not healed properly, your muscles not going to get affected, but your ligament, you can face a ligament tear. Okay, I'm taking the case of the biceps, so you can feel a ligament tear here, and there are lots of videos where people are getting into accident of ligament tear in a bicep, and they're crippled for life. So as I've said earlier, without proper knowledge, please don't take any step or go for a workout, because it can also cripple you for life. Okay, so make sure that you have proper nutrition. You can keep a tab on it, and there's a really great app for tracking your nutrition. There's 𝗵𝗆. And if you want supplementation or nutraceuticals or any guidance regarding nutrition, you can also DM me or WhatsApp me. Although I'm not that much active in Instagram. Is it okay if I put my number here, so anybody who wants interested in nutraceuticals or nutrition plan, they can contact me? Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, this is my number. If you want to know more about nutrition and take nutraceuticals, especially from Nutrilite, you can contact me. This is my number. It's 8724893428. So you can WhatsApp me in this number. So make sure you are taking a good amount of protein, carbs, magnesium, coenzyme Q10, proper amount of good amount of fats, steer clear of trans fat. Make sure you avoid that at all costs, and preservatives and pesticides. So I think this is all of my time today. So if you want to know more about sources of magnesium and other kinds of nutrition, you can also text me here. If I didn't have the tremendous time pressure today, I might have wrote it down here. And that's all. Like converting from if you're trying to find motivation, you should convert it into a habit. I've seen a lot of my friends do it. They've got great results. And that's all my time. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Thank you so much, sir. So I welcome Arvind to deliver the vote of thanks.
I hope I didn't bore everyone today.
Not at all, sir. Not at all.
Yeah, it was a bit fact-based now, so it was not that much interactive. Still, if you took a really great look at it, it might gonna help you in the future. And it's so I hope.
Yes, sir. We'll see if the participants have any doubts. Guys, if you have any doubts, you can unmute and ask. Okay. We'll first finish off with the vote of thanks. Arvind, sir, please go on.
I didn't hear you properly. Okay, we are very grateful to 𝗧𝗃𝗃 sir for giving us valuable information regarding the nutrition and fitness program. And so from tomorrow onwards, the 30 days fitness challenge is starting. So guys, every day workout and take recording of your workout and share it as an Instagram story tagging SIMSA-TN+PY, which is our official account over in Instagram. And the person who manages to complete it to the very end gets the certificate, and the biggest reward is fitness. So guys, from tomorrow onwards, please do start giving your stories of your workout and let us see and get noticed. Thank you for all you guys for participating here.
Thank you, Arvind. Thank you everyone for attending this workshop. Let me give you the instructions once. For completing the challenge, you have to work out every day starting from tomorrow, and you have to take a photo and you have to post it on any social media platform tagging SIMSA account. If you're not active on Instagram, you can obviously share the photo or any message to any one of us directly on WhatsApp. So if you're consistent for the 1 month for 30 days, and if you're sending us photos, you're tagging us on Instagram every day, you'll be regarded as completed the challenge and you'll be given a certificate. And as Arvind said, obviously fitness is the greatest gift that you'll be getting after completing the challenge. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, 𝗧𝗃𝗃 sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For having me
Now, I
today.
think
Can everyone just switch on your...
Stop live now.
Can everyone just switch on a camera?
Please switch on.
You can take a photo.
Yeah, stop the live now, Vishwa sir. Stop the live.
Yes, I'm doing.